Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Renault Scenic II car. When you think of a family minivan, the first car that comes to mind is undoubtedly the Renault Scenic, as it was one of the first representatives of this segment. Competition arrived with a slight delay. This was the case with the first generation of this model, but we decided to take a closer look at its next, slightly newer version, the older one having already seen its glory days. People looking for a petrol engine should look into the 135 horsepower 2-liter version. While other engines are much less problematic to operate, the weaker ones cannot cope with a car of this size, and the more powerful one uses a lot of fuel. The kit I'm proposing will certainly be sufficient for family vacations and relatively smooth overtaking without any major stress. However, when purchasing this version, you should be aware that the variable valve timing gear may fail. The best diesel choice is the 2-liter engine, which produces a whopping 150 horsepower. Unfortunately, it's not as trouble-free as the less powerful units. The base 1.5 DCi engine is the most problematic, although the 1.9 DCi will also give your mechanic plenty of work. The most common problems, of course, are caused by the accessories, such as the turbocharger, common rail injection system, primarily the injectors, dual-mass flywheel, and EGR valve. Oil leaks are also common. When it comes to the dynamics of diesel engines, Renault Scenic II users praise even the base unit. Of course, this is influenced by quite decent maximum torque. The front suspension features Renault's typical wishbone setup, based on McPherson struts, while the rear features a torsion beam and trailing arm system. As befits a modern French car, the Renault Scenic II received a 5-star rating in the Euro NCAP crash tests. The steering rack is also worth checking, as it often comes loose, causing unpleasant noises when turning the steering wheel. The steering rods and their ends are also too fragile. In many cars, the pulley and air conditioning drive components may require replacement, but it's important to remember that these are wear and tear components. The suspension can also be fickle, with the upper bearings of the McPherson struts failing frequently on our roads. What other shortcomings can be found in the Renault Scenic II? The electrics and electronics are prone to failure. Dim electronic displays, problems with the electric windows, and a non-functioning hands-free card are typical faults with this model. While the first two are not too bothersome, the latter can really annoy many drivers because we either can't get into the car or it won't start. In early production models, the paint is peeling off the bumpers, but fortunately the car has no corrosion problems. In addition to effectively absorbing bumps, it also has something else that sets it apart from the competition: its attractive design. You'll agree that even though the new generation has already hit the market, this one hasn't yet had time to age. Is the Scenic II more reliable than its competitors? It is, to a degree, but choosing the petrol version will save you a lot of trouble and ensure you're happy with its operation. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and rate my video. If you know of any issues with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to share them in the comments.